Well, hopefully for practice one, everybody got negative 2.33 and 2.33 for their z-scores. And if you didn't, let me know so we can talk about it. All right, in the meantime, there are a couple values that are used a lot, and it's worthwhile having these written down so we don't have to necessarily keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again. And so we can see 90% was on our list, which we saw was 1.64. Now be careful because when we've been using the empirical rule for 95%, we've been assuming that that negative 2 and 2 were exactly right, but they aren't exactly that amount. And I think we may have done this as an activity in class. So it turns out it does round to 2, but it's actually a little bit less than 2. So if we do our 95% real quick in the calculator, so inverse norm, so we're going to get 0.025, comma 0, comma 1. So notice we end up with negative 1.96. So it does round to 2, but since we want to round this to 2 decimal places and try to make it as accurate as possible, we're going to leave it as 1.96 instead of 2. And then if we do our 99%, and so half of 0.01 would be 0.005. So modifying this one, so 0.005 gives us negative 2.56, or 2.58, sorry, 2.58. And so again, you're more than welcome to go and look these up if you want to, but these are, again, used so often, it's worth just kind of jotting them down, make sure you remember them, and kind of grab them from there. All right, so let's take a look at practice 2. We'll kind of work through this one together because this one's a little strange. So with this one, we are starting off with the confidence interval, and what we want to do is work backwards and try to find the mean, sample mean, and the margin of error based on what's given. So if we, right over here, we've got our x bar and we want our margin of error. So again, remember, the main thing to remember about our sample mean, or our confidence interval, is this: it's always centered around the sample mean. So if we wanted to find what the middle of this is, knowing the upper value and the lower value, then what we could do is take these two, upper and lower, add them together, and divide by 2, and that's going to give us the middle of our confidence interval. So if I do 212 plus 207, and divided by 2, then that tells me my middle, or average, is going to be 209.5, which is going to be the same as my sample mean. So this is 209.5, which is going to be my sample mean. I don't know what happened to my 5. There we go. And then now if I wanted to find my margin of error, remember my margin of error is the sample mean plus E on the upper side, the sample mean minus E on the lower side. So if I set this up as a little equation, I know I've got 209.5 plus, plus E, sorry, has to equal my 212. So if I minus 209.5 from both sides, and that's going to give me a margin of error of, looks like 2.5 in this case. So again, if by chance we start with the confidence interval and want to work backwards, it is something that we can actually do. All right, so let's go ahead, take a look at practice 3, practice 4, practice 5, practice 6. And then practice 7 is a good example because what we're going to do is try a bunch of different confidence intervals and then hopefully notice what's going on with those confidence intervals as our probability increases. And then when you're finished with those, come back and we'll look at how to calculate the sample size to ensure that we get the right size confidence interval that we're interested in. All right, good luck, everybody.